the first head coach. This is how it was announced at the press conference. Welcome you to the first head coach of the Billings Wolves, James Walton. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, so they might fire him and then have us. That's the way I took it.
That's the way I view it. We're just trying. I hope I can win some games. I really do. No, it's an honor to be named the first head coach of the Wolves, and I'm excited about what it holds for us in the future here in the town, man. It's amazing.
Well, James, I've known you for several years.
Yeah.
We've done a lot of radio charity things together over the years.
Absolutely.
And you always come through. And the day of the press conference, was it the Hilton?
Yeah, I think we were at the Lexington Inn.
Lexington, one of those.
Yeah.
And I walked in and he's all dressed up. I had no idea. I was blindsided. It's like, wow, James is just looking good. And then now I know why you had the suit and tie on. But congratulations, by the way, first and foremost.
Thanks, Larry. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. And James Walton is a man that has football experience. You played how many years with the Outlaws, and how was that experience in relation to the Billings Wolves coming up in a year?
Yeah, I played 2 years here. Last two championship teams we had here, I had the honor of being a part of those great teams we had. And it does kind of parallel into what we're doing. Obviously bringing a professional organization back here, playing at Metro Park. But in itself, it's going to be its own entity. It's brand new. And something fresh we're bringing to the community that deserves to have a football team here. It's one of the best places I've ever played. Yeah. Actually, the best. We won here and saw attendance records I'd never seen in the game. So, like I said, just looking forward to it.
I parallel the Outlaws crowds to after Metro blew up, if you will, with the tornado, they rebuilt it, and the first concert back was Elton John. Had just about 9,000 people. They could have fit in 10,000, and I parallel the Outlaws crowds actually to like an Elton John concert. It's that kind of excitement. It's and I know the Wolves will. I think it'll segue into the Wolves mentality a year from now at Metro Park. I really do.
I'm quoting him on that Elton John crowd.
Yes,
Elton's legendary, man. I love Benny and Jets.
Yeah.
That's one of the greatest songs of all time. So if we have
wouldn't that be cool?
That type of support, and I know we're going to have that here, I would love to see Elton John crowds every home game we have next year. That'd be fantastic.
Got to say, Mark Burr and the whole team, if you will, administration team, owners, Ron and everybody, and Mark Burr and everybody, you guys are doing this right. When I heard about the possibility of indoor football coming back to Billings, I'm thinking, has the Outlaws been gone that long? Would have been season 3 or 4, I think.
Yeah, this would be the 4th season since we've been gone.
Jeez, yeah.
And it's 5 can be a very magical number when you think about things, especially length of time. And Mark and Mr. Benzo, they've done a great job with everything, just on the ground and with the marketing and just building it up. And I think 5 years is, it's been my opinion, 5 years has been long enough.
Yeah.
I think everybody, at the end of the day with the tornadoes and things like that, we all suffered something from that when that hit and we lost the Metro and we lost the team. The community, we all heard from it. And I think to come back 5 years later, and I'm just hoping that we can come back strong and be just as good as we were. Hopefully, if I do my job. It's going to be a great experience.
Well,
for us.
they did say the first head coach of the Billings Wolves.
Yeah.
Just have a little fun, but we're not going to let you go, James. One more segment with you. We'll talk maybe a few things behind the scenes as to what you're looking for in category of player talents, and talk about the rest of your coaching staff and how you're going to coach. I mean, you can be a funny guy, but I know you can also be a serious guy.
Absolutely.
Coach Walton of the Billings Wolves coming up. And more from Aaron Thompson, too, on the Billings Morning News. Now, who is James Walton? What do you do? You have a real job and all that, right?
Yeah, eventually the football had to stop. I had to go being grown up. I work at Metal Arc Agency, actually, and I want to thank all my bosses there for letting me have a little bit of time, to come out here and talk to you, Larry.
Are they listening?
I hope they are.
All right.
I told a couple of them I'd be on there, so I just want to shouts out to the Metal Arc family out there. You guys keep dispatching those trucks. And I've been there since 2011. I came back. I left for about 8 months, came back, and just been kind of walking around in the city and enjoying being a citizen. And and like in '09, and I've made the point a couple of interviews that I've had so far. This city really took me in when I moved here, And I've been just appreciative of how I've been treated, as a player and since post player and now coach. It's been unreal to have another home outside of being a big city guy.
In radio, my wife Carrie and I have moved back to Billings 3 times now. Something always draws you back to move back to Billings in radio for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
So Billings is.
I'll give that to Metal Art. They gave me a job. I appreciate that. It never goes without appreciation for those guys.
Hopefully, I hope they're listening. You're all crying. James.
Well, maybe I'll get the rest of the day off. I'm trying. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, it is snowing in blizzard-like conditions. My wife Carrie actually was your boss at the Sportsplex.
Yeah.
You guys had way too much fun working there.
We did. Carrie was awesome. She, we kind of just let the Sportsplex know, hey, this is how we run things around here. And Sherry Lynn's there now. She's doing a great job as well. But yeah, me and Carrie, we had a lot of fun over there.
All right, so you have a real job. And so with your real job, if you will, and all these coaching duties, surely, preliminary job has to be recruitment. How's that going to work and stuff?
It's going to be a great process for me. Definitely had a lot of feedback early on, just through social media. It's amazing how much social media changes the recruiting process. I remember just being a high school and college guy, and it was very much done over rotary phones. I mean, to that point. And for me, it's just kind of getting out and make some phone calls, checking out things in other leagues, and former players that I've played with, played against. And I do know the first big opportunity I'll have to get a look at a lot of players. We're going to have a combine May 3rd here in Billings. It'll be at the Sportsplex.
Okay.
And, it'll be very combine-esque. We'll have a 40-yard dash. We'll have a 20-yard short shuttle. They'll bench press and long jump, standing broad jump, high jump, and then they'll go one-on-one and things like that. So I can kind of see just in May, what's going on, because I'm very, very, very intrigued by the talent that is in Montana. It's a big-time football state with great schools in the Frontier, and of course Missoula up there with the Grizzlies, and then Bozeman with the Bobcats. So
don't forget Rocky Mountain Battling Bears.
Absolutely, the hometown guys, and I'm shout this guy out here because he's one of the original guys in football here. You try to find that next Travis Salter. That's who you're looking for. You're looking for the next king to build this franchise on. And if I can get 20 of those guys at every position, man, we'll be a pretty good team.
Will I offend anybody, or will you just stop talking if I am? We'll come back and answer. I hear the music in the background. I'll throw it out there, and then you can let me know if you want to talk about it or not.
Okay.
Chris Dixon.
Okay. Yeah, we can absolutely talk
All right,
about
we'll
it.
come back. 922-940-970. And so we left the last segment. Chris Dixon. We know he's not, he lives in Billings, I guess, but he's in Sioux Falls, playing for Sioux Falls. So Chris Dixon. Any way you want to talk about it, go ahead.
I would talk about it this way. He's the greatest quarterback I've ever played with. And I think he will go down as the greatest indoor football quarterback to ever play the game.
He is good.
I love Chris like a brother. We did a lot of great things together. And, he texted me congratulations when he found out about it. And, he definitely understands what's going on here. And, I wish him all the success in the world in Sioux Falls. They're a great organization.
Well, here's my take on that Sioux Falls thing. Now, you and I already talked about the fact that we were joking with Bazemore at the press conference about putting his cleats back on.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, okay, I'm pretty sure that Dixon, he's going back to Sioux Falls, and I think he signed a 1 year.
Yeah.
So I guess my point is, would you guys look at a guy like Chris Dixon to come back to the Wolves?
There's no doubt about it. I would look at a guy like Chris Dixon. His resume speaks for itself. Unbelievable leader, charismatic guy, great football general. He would help us immensely as a first-year program. And he knows how to win, and he's won multiple championships. That's
So he may be on your radar, possibly.
Oh, Chris is always on my radar.
Good answer. All right, 926, and I know that Mark Burr and Ron, the whole crew, speak of the Billings Wolves wants to get into this community, so every interview from here on out, we'll talk a little bit of community service. I mean, they are passionate. Mark Burr is passionate about getting out in the community for all the right reasons.
Hey, absolutely. The community is what's going to make this team go. That's who's putting their butts in the seats, and those are the ones we play for. And that's another message I'm going to pass on to my team. It's something I took pride in when I played here. And I think it's the reason why I've been able to live here for as long as I have after playing This community means the world, not only to this organization, but to me personally. Unbelievable people in this town, and we'll be anywhere and everywhere we can. And, you know, Mark's got a big time handle on a lot of things we're doing. And, you know, I told him anywhere I can help and be, I will definitely be there.
You've already proven it, too. So.